So it's April 2023 now. A few months ago, my dad's always sending me different Spotify links of songs he loves, and he's like, "Madison, you we need to we need to get you a really good slide player in Nashville, and you guys need to cover a Derek Truck song." He's like, "I have the perfect song. You need to do Our Love from the 2009 Already Free album." And when I first played it, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this song is amazing." At first, I didn't know much about Derek Trucks. I was like, "Oh, is this Derek Trucks singing?" Then I found out it's someone named Doyle Bramhall, who's also super legendary. Um, and so then I was like, "Okay, how am I gonna find people to cover this song? I don't want to just be me and my guitar, little stupid YouTube cover. Like, I want this to be a legit, like Bonnie Raitt covers Angel from Montgomery, that type of thing, you know." So I posted on Facebook looking for extraordinary slide player in the style of Derek Trucks in Nashville to collaborate on this cover song that I want to release. And somebody had tagged this guy named Sam Burse, who lives in Nashville, and he tours with Tanya Tucker, country artist. So he reached out to me. He's like, "Oh, I'm super interested." And he laid down the acoustic guitar track. He said, "Okay, you go record this in your home studio, send it back. I'll put the slide after. And then I have a drums guy and a bass guy, and they'll send in their parts. And then we'll get a mixer guy to put it all together." And so we definitely did it like the whole DIY thing. We didn't go all in like a Nashville studio and record it live together. It was all like overdubbed in a sense, where each person did their part. So like it took a month to kind of get everyone's schedules to line up where they could go in their home studio and track their part. And um, fast forward, we got it all tied up. And then I was like, well, I need to film a visual to this audio. So I'm a videographer. And since that Derek Trucks is from Jacksonville, I was like, I'm from Jacksonville too. This is so cool. I'm going to find a very Jacksonville, North Florida background for this video. So I chose the pier in St. Augustine and filmed multiple different angles of me just kind of lip syncing the song. And I released that on, what was it, April 14th. And it is out everywhere. And it was like a long time coming, this big project, but it's so worth it. It's crazy because when you listen to songs, like the work it took to get to that product was so long, but it's such a simple product that you're listening to, you know, but all the effort that goes in behind that, it's just a lot. But yeah, what am I missing? It's like a super jam song, so like a 5.5 minute, but I was fine with that. That time length because I want my music to have like these cool elements like solos and not just be, what's the word, just so cookie cutter, not paying attention to other beautiful instruments that need to be heard, because there's so much passion in that slide guitar that I feel just as much from singing.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
care about the
What did I miss?
musical. You care about the musical aspect of music,
Yeah.
and not
Yes.
just creating a, not just putting out, producing, overproducing a 2 minute pop song, a 2.5 minute pop
Exactly.
song. I get that, and it sounds great. And congratulations on the release and all
Thank
that. That
you.
we're recording this on the 15th, so that was literally yesterday, the
Yeah.
14th, that
Oh
this
my
was
gosh.
released. And kudos to your slide player as well. What's his name again?
Yeah. His name is Sam Burse.
Yeah, I'm gonna check
And
him out and follow him too for
oh
sure. Like,
yeah.
because that is a super
Right.
challenging thing to try to not only cover Tedeschi Trucks, Derek Trucks band song, or any Derek Trucks
I
music, like
know.
to sort of like make it your own, and
Yeah, I
it
think
be
he
high
did, right?
quality, yeah, and not sound like just an impression or someone trying
Right.
to do that to sound like Derek, but also be inspired by Derek, and give a nod to it too. Like, that's a challenging thing to
Right.
do. Like, I always talk about how, like, like Derek is, the man is a virtuoso legend, the best slide player in the world, in my opinion. I think that's a fact. and he's
Right.
amazing when he's not playing slide too. Legend virtuoso in that regard as well. And Susan is a great guitar player herself, but I think to play on stage with Derek every night and be playing guitar too, like you got to be a little bit brave and confident, and I respect all that. I remember one time I saw Gary Clark Jr. open for Tedeschi Trucks Band,
Ooh.
and he took out the slide. And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know Derek Trucks is in the house, but I'm gonna play slide anyway. Like he gave
So,
like a what do you call it? A disclaimer before playing. He's like, I'm not
right.
gonna be Derek Trucks, but this song has slide. I like, it was funny. So everyone is self aware and knows that to when you're covering a Derek song. That's why you don't
Right.
get a lot of like
No.
Allman Brothers covers or Derek
No.
Trucks Band or Tedeschi Trucks because it is so hard to cover their songs,
Right.
I think.
I would love to do an Allman Brothers cover next. My dad was saying you need to cover Blue Sky by them.
Yeah, I could hear, yeah. Mm,
It'd be
yeah,
cool.
I think that fits your style, tone, and just even like thematically some of the things. Like that's
Yes.
one thing that can be lost in some of the music where you get the Allman Brothers or especially Tedeschi Trucks Band's music is some of the lyrical themes and the messages and the overall like ideas that they express, which is really, they're it's very positive, healing music, soulful, but also realistic and real. And there's like a realist element to their music. It's not sunshines and rainbows and
Right.
and
No.
Pollyannish, but at the same time, it's positive and uplifting. And like I think that's what brings me back to their music and why I'm listening to it nonstop and talking about it nonstop.
That's amazing. Yeah, I searched on Instagram like just Tedeschi Trucks and then you came up like second or third, like Tedeschi Trucks podcast. And so
Yeah,
now
good
here we
job,
are.
Google. Good job. I'm curious because Derek and Susan's all their social media handles, I think for the most part, are at Derek and Susan. But people
Yeah.
who just discover them will almost always type in Tedeschi Trucks,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering how many people
Yep.
accidentally or coming to my Instagram page based on that because I'm Tedeschi Trucks Podcast, but they're
Yeah.
at Derek and Susan. But it's all good. Um, so you've never seen Tedeschi Trucks Band live, I'm guessing, because you're
No.
you're a newer fan. I don't know if,
I
if
know.
people are catching on to that yet.
I just started listening to them for everyone out here listening. The songs I know is Midnight in Harlem, Bound for Glory, Sweet Inspiration. Those are my favorites, and Our Love. That's like, but I love the theme of Bound for Glory. Just
Yeah, takes
like
you
you
to
said, just
church.
that, yeah, just that sweet inspiration. Like I don't know who comes up with these song titles, but I love what the themes they're writing about too.
I'm almost like it's almost like jealous of you in a sense because you're a newer fan and you're not super duper familiar with their catalog from front to
No,
back.
I'm not.
You are going to have such an amazing time digging into their music, like going through all their music. Like you were just scratching the surface. That is very exciting. And you said you have not seen Tedeschi Trucks Band live.
No.
That is also a must because that's I mean I don't even have to go into why that's why that is essential. I'm excited for your dad is gonna, I'm sure, gonna drag you out sooner or later
Oh
to
yeah.
one of those shows.
Oh yes.